Greetings! Today I'm making Nanaimo Bars, which are a Canadian classic, and yeah, it's another one of my mom's recipes, basically. So here we go. Alright, this is a cup of butter, which I probably should have started melting before now, but here we are. There's a cup of butter that I'm going to melt. Fun times. All of my wooden spoons are extremely well used. I was just looking for one that was a bit nicer looking, but they're just, they've been broken in. Well broken in. Yeah, I don't know why Nanaimo bars supposedly are just like a Canadian thing. You can get them at pretty much any bakery here. Yeah, word on the street is that Nanaimo bars are Canadian. I don't know if they're named after the city and the city town. I don't know if Nanaimo is big enough to be a city or a town, but there's a place in BC that's either a city or a town called Nanaimo. And that's all the Nanaimo bar lore that I know. Okay, now I want some sugar. How much sugar? Ooh, night shift for tonight. Oh my god. Somebody called in sick so late. Sucks to suck. I'm not going in. Okay, half a cup of sugar. Pow. I wonder how they do with brown sugar. I feel like everything that's got white sugar could be made better with brown sugar. I'm a brown sugar stand. What can I say? I think I need that again. This turned up fairly high, and I should probably turn it down a little bit. But I'm impatient, and I want the damn butter to melt. Also, by the time I'm done, every single pot that I own is going to be dirty, because I also made rice and kimchi stew earlier, which was like maybe a 7 out of 10. It was okay. It's quite vinegary, but that might have been my fault. Yeah, first time making anything Korean-esque. Hey, Dingus. There's a Dingus. What are you doing? I don't know if you can hear him. This shithead. No. He caught a robin yesterday, and it was very traumatizing for me. You don't want butter and sugar, hun. I hope you can't see my boobs because I don't have her on. Yeah, everything's fine. I wonder why I get cat hair and the things that I make. No, I don't see any cat hair. That's safe. Really rinse my hands. Okay, now I'm gonna get back to the story about Bill. Ow! Okay, just splashed butter all over myself. A quarter cup of cocoa. I don't know how much is actually. I think this says 39 cc's. I don't know. I'm gonna put some cocoa in. Yeah, that's probably more than a quarter cup. Wait, no, I want half a cup. God damn, I'm doubling a recipe. I'm making this for potluck. Yeah, that's probably about half a cup. Maybe a little bit more. You can never have too much cocoa. Anyway. Do we need cocoa again? No. Yeah, so I take Phil outside on a harness and a leash because I don't trust people and I don't trust him and wildlife and danger. Yeah, so I take him out on a harness and leash just at the time my landlady was mowing the lawn. And he had no fear of the lawnmower, no fear of the weed whacker. He was just chilling. We made sure that he was not in reach. He got some love from some strangers. Anytime somebody walks down the street and sees him, they want to pet him. And he's just cool with that. He rolls on his back, lets him rub his belly. Yeah, so the only thing that he was afraid of was when my landlady was using a broom to sweep up the little bits of grass that were on the sidewalk. Then he was scared. Not of the weed whacker or the lawnmower, but he's not the brightest cat. Okay. Oh, I'm supposed to have an egg. Okay. What? Okay, I'm just gonna take that off the heat quick. Stir, 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 stir. Yeah, normally I separate my eggs, but I can't be bothered right now. So yeah, anyway, I got to visit my neighbor, my landlady, some strangers, got some belly rubs, and then because he was scared, he'd kind of gone down the sidewalk a little bit alongside the house, and all of a sudden there's like a magpie kind of checking him out. And then I heard this little peep noise. I was like, oh shit. Yeah, he had a robin in his mouth, and I swear that a magpie like herded the robin towards him. And I'm like, oh god, what do we do? Like, I don't want him to kill a robin. Robin's made for life, and it's probably got babies somewhere. And he had it wedged like so far in his little mouth, and he was so proud of himself. Yeah, I was quite traumatized. I get it, he's a predator, but and then he's literally at my door, like with the robin still alive in his mouth, fully expecting me to let him inside with his little prize. Like, I think not. I absolutely think not. I don't know how long I should cook this for the egg to be cooked. Yeah, so I had to like squeeze his little jaws. He's like, most intense growling. I'm pissed. Yeah, and eventually got the robin free. This was after I tried like spraying him with the hose to get him to startle enough to let go. No, so then he was soaking wet and mad and didn't have a robin. And it flew away, but the chances of it surviving are probably pretty low, which is sad. Okay, I'm gonna call that cooked. I don't really know. Okay, I need to remove this from the heat. Stir to cook and thicken. It was already pretty thick. The butter is separating. Okay. It says remove from heat, but I really can't be bothered to adjust my camera. Okay. I want 3 cups of graham cracker crumbs. What the fuck's in the cup? There. Found it. No, this is not a graham cup. Can't talk. It was irrelevant, the point that I was making. It's half a cup. Okay. How much? I hope that this is big enough. Yeah. Okay, I want some. Oh, I missed the chopped walnuts. Okay, so let's see. I genuinely thought I had everything organized. Those look weird because they're frozen. Okay. Cup of chopped walnuts and 2 cups of coconut flakes. P.S. I hope that you're not actually like listening to my measurements here because I'm not a reliable narrator, and sometimes I'm reading what's on the recipe, and sometimes I'm telling you what I'm doing to double it. So yeah, recipes in the description. Just don't trust me. Oh, what? What do you want? It's not time for food. Okay, there's just enough room to fit all in the ingredients, but can I get it stirred without making a huge mess? Stay tuned. I feel like this doesn't look chocolatey enough. It tastes like this. I really should have transferred this to a bowl. I'm making a mess. Oh well, you're not having a good time unless you're making a mess. And it is awfully warm at the bottom of the pan. Okay. Oh, that was a lot. Okay. As I said, I made a mess. I don't really think I need to grease the pan, but I'm going to grease the pan anyway. It never hurts. And I'm making myself a little one. Full size, this would make a 9 by 13 pan, but I don't need it for another 3 days. And I can't have it just like sitting in my house for that long untouched. So I'm making myself a little miniature pan off to the side. I think I've only ever made these like once. But I feel like did I double the recipe and just write that it was a 9 by 13 pan? I feel like I've got a lot left. Okay, maybe let's change my mind. I'm having a little rethink here because I might have just made a quadruple recipe. All right, we're having a rethink. I feel like, I don't know, base is supposed to be a little bit thick, but yeah, I feel like I've got too much. Yeah, this seems more reasonable. Start pressing this down. Anyway, now I'm going to press it down. That should really be on a flat surface for pressing down. Also, yes, I have got nail polish all over my hands. I have not put on top coat yet, so I haven't cleaned it up yet. I feel like this should have more chocolate in it. Like, usually it looks darker. I don't know, man. I haven't had my, well, I guess, yeah. I had my mom's Nanaimo Bars at Christmas, but I only had one, so I've had the idea of Nanaimo Bars ever since. Was it Christmas? Maybe it was just the last time I was home. It was like a month ago. Yeah, it might have been then. I feel like I haven't been on my mind since Christmas. Why did I think that something with 3 layers was a good idea? I just don't know. Okay, there I go again. Now, topping is just straight up chocolate. So I think that's a 1/4 cup of butter. Again, well, I guess when I put the actual recipe in the description, I'm not going to have this quadrupled version, so once again, don't trust my measurements. Okay. Alright, welcome to filling station. Got my mixer. So it turns out it's hard to get a good angle on the mixer. So anyway, that's a cup of butter. Quarter cup of instant vanilla pudding powder. I have no idea how much that is relative to a 12 package. Is it like half a package? Oh wait, that's a third of a cup. Oh, 1/4 of a cup wine. That's a bit more. Ah, I can miss. Okay, it wouldn't have been the end of the world to just have a little extra. Okay, quarter cup of that. Definitely could have done this by hand, but I was lazy. I want the filling to be really smooth. Okay, and quarter cup plus an eighth of a cup. A 3/8 of a cup of milk. This is soy milk because that's what I have. That's not mixing super well. So I'm just going to start adding icing sugar. Okay, buttermilk. I still haven't figured it out. I need to just commit to something now. Don't worry. I'm not feeding you. Okay. What do I commit to? Yeah, so this is basically vanilla icing. That's why there's not a lot of sugar in the base. See, I feel like my bases are. You know what? I think I'm gonna commit to calling it 2, and then hopefully they're not just like stupidly thin Nanaimo bars. But even if they are really thin, I mean, not the end of the world, right? Double the thickness? I don't fucking know. Oh my god, why can't I make up my mind? Of course, it's too late to text my mom and be like, Mom, help me. No, I'm gonna leave it like this. I'm gonna do it this way. Hope for the best. Or maybe I should have. No, whatever. It's fine. Honestly, this is gonna be too sweet for me. No, I didn't pack that down enough. Okay, no, I should not have done that. I should have. Okay, I think I should come to the conclusion that I'm an idiot and I doubted myself, and I should never doubt myself in the first place because this looks like the amount of topping for one 9x13 pan. But it's okay because I'll just do one that's thicker for work and one that's thinner for me because I know it's going to be too sweet for me. Okay, I feel like it's a little bit messy and it's not going to be as good as my mom makes it. Also, I've only technically made this Nanaimo bar recipe once, and I tasted it and was like, oh my god, what's wrong with it? Because my mom, I think the original recipe says custard powder, and my mom doesn't use custard powder. She uses the vanilla pudding powder, so it makes a difference. But anyway, I'm gonna pop this in the fridge for a minute and smooth this one out. This is the one that doesn't matter. And yeah, then I will, or should I just, no, I'm gonna cool it a little bit more before I put it in the fridge. No, I'm just gonna put it in the fridge. I'm gonna stop talking because I'm struggling. So just to like further how annoyed I am by everything right now, I just recorded putting on the chocolate topping without actually pressing record. So that's where we are right now. I might not even know what this is. This is hopefully not a total fail. Hopefully it tastes okay. But yeah, I'm not happy with this whole situation. So that's that. Farewell. I definitely forgot to start recording before I started cutting it. So yeah, it looks a little sloppy. Wonder why it would look sloppy. It's a total mystery. And I just noticed that my knife is really crooked at the tip. How did that happen? Can you see? Yes, you can. So I'm going to switch knives. And use this one. I feel like that should be two, but I'm just going to do one. It's a couple days later, so it's had some time to cool. And hopefully, because like the other one, the one that's just for me, is a hot mess. The base is really crumbly. The base is really crumbly. Apologies, that was my microwave. I'm having a baked potato for breakfast. Obviously, baked potatoes are my jam. Anyway, yes, I'm hoping that the amount of butter in the filling will make it so the base isn't as crumbly on this side. Hoping. Also, I've learned from experience that it's always best to pre-cut things because even though I work with a bunch of adults, if you leave them on their own to cut their own pieces, you would think you work with a bunch of 3-year-olds. It's shockingly bad sometimes. So anyway, I'm going to try to wiggle out a good piece here. Wiggle, wiggle. No, that's not going to work. I'm just going to hopefully take a picture or video of a piece later because, yeah, the base isn't coming out. Maybe let's see what's happening. Yeah, that's really crumbly. So I hope the stick on my head there was not. Yeah, like some of it came out, but not all of it. So anyway, that's what they look like, and hopefully I can get a better picture of one later. Yeah, and hopefully the base will not be a problem today, but I think it will be. Sorry, my microwave again. Okay, since my microwave's yelling at me, I'm gonna go and deal with that. Farewell. And plated. Sure enough, I talked to my mom, and yeah, she uses less graham crumbs than the recipe calls for. So yeah, the base is kind of like soft and a little bit crunchy, and then there's the little soft layer and chocolate on top. So it's a good time. Was a big hit at work. So Nanaimo Bars, that's that. At some point I'm going to try again and have a redemption arc because this was this was a journey. Anyway, farewell.